grateful to announce that today we cover our first ever live-action Disney sitcom.
Did you think we were done after our last Zack and Cody video? No way! Put your life jackets on and set sail for the ride of a lifetime on the SS Tipton. A hotel, a cruise ship, high school? We're here to jump into it all. Back again, we have Zack and Cody, the mischievous twins still wreaking havoc even in their teenage years. We also have London, the ever-so money-obsessed rich girl with not much brains but a lot of heart. And Mr. Mosby, the ever-loving or hating hotel manager that was placed in charge of London yet again on her high school sea adventure. New on the crew, we have Bailey, the southern sweetheart that steals the heart of Cody later on, but we'll get into that later. We also have Woody, the fun-loving, chaotic boy that's just sane enough to keep Zack busy while Cody matures and goes on his own adventures in pursuit of love. Later on in the series, we'll also have Marcus Little, a retired singer trying to live a normal life. He's mentioned several times in Season 2 and the beginning of Season 3. Last, but certainly not least, we have Miss Tutwiler, the children's new school teacher and later the love interest to Mr. Mosby. Well, I hope you guys are ready for some smooth sailing as we coast the waters of the sweet life on deck. The first episode sets sail with Mr. Tipton deciding that the best way to keep his daughter London from running off is to send her to 7 Seas High, a high school, on a boat, meaning she won't be escaping anytime soon. Meanwhile, poor Mr. Mosby, the ship manager for all of 3 months, has the misfortune of encountering Zack and Cody once again. Their announcement that they'll be attending 7 Seas High sends him screaming and jumping overboard. Classic Mosby.
Hey, Mr. Mosby! Mosby, you're shaking like a chihuahua.
Enter Bailey Pickett, a farm girl with dreams bigger than Kansas. But alas, every girl's cabin is full, leaving her no choice but to disguise herself as a boy to get in. As Zack and Cody bid their mom farewell with tearful hugs, well, one tearful hug and one awkward handshake, London's dismay at having a roommate, Padma, turns into a wild attempt to bribe her out of the situation with jewelry. Because of course, money can solve anything, right?
Ugh, how hideous.
Oh, you do not like the room?
No, your clothes.
Zack finds himself rooming with Bailey, who turns out to be a bit of a neat freak, much to his annoyance.
No, man. I'm just one of the guys. That's my girlfriend.
Meanwhile, Cody meets his own roommate, Woody, who shows his grossness quickly as he serenades him with a fart rendition of Stairway to Heaven. Later in the episode, Zack finally discovers Bailey's true identity and starts developing a crush on her.
Please tell me the explanation is that you're a girl because I'm strangely attracted to you right now.
Cue the awkward flirting and Cody's suspicion as he watches his brother woo their new roommate. The climax hits when an alarm drill sends everyone into a panic, leading to a hilarious scramble for life jackets and a reveal of Bailey's true gender.
Every girl has a roommate.
Except for me.
Later, the episode ends with their new teacher, Miss Tutwiler, finding out London's secret plans to escape on her family helicopter, which clearly fail. In this not-so-later episode titled Broke and Yo-Yo, Zack finds himself on a spending spree using his student meal card to buy lavish gifts for the ladies on board.
Zack, you can only use it for meals, books, and other necessities. These ladies are necessities.
Including the object of his affection, Piper. He eventually maxes out his own card and resorts to the ultimate betrayal, stealing Cody's card to throw a party, much to his brother's dismay. Little did they know, those cards were supposed to last them the entire semester. Meanwhile, poor Bailey's roommate situation goes from bad to worse, as London takes over their room, tossing Bailey's textbooks overboard and claiming all the space for herself. To add insult to injury, London's makeshift loft leaves Bailey with a sore back and a constant stream of head bumps.
Could you please keep it down with the owls? I'm trying to sleep. I'm sorry if my cries of pain are keeping you awake.
Enter Mr. Mosby, offering Zack and Cody jobs to pay off their debt. While Cody becomes the towel boy and Zack serves up smoothies at the Easy Squeezy, they stumble upon a yo-yo competition with a tempting grand prize, a hefty $1,000 check. Zack, knowing of his brother's godly skills on the yo-yo, decides to take on both of their jobs so that Cody can hone his yo-yo skills.
Hey, Juice Monkey, towel.
Zack!
Zack creates a makeshift towel gun to make his job easier, which turns out to be a bad idea. Shocker. Damaging the deck and ruining Cody's chances at victory. Desperate to scare London into swapping beds, Bailey concocts the sea snark's tale, only to feel guilty when she realizes London may not be so different from her when it comes to fears of being away from home and having to live by herself.
That sea snark disguised himself as a digital recorder!
After a heart-to-heart, they vow to be better roommates to each other. Meanwhile, in a yo-yo showdown, Cody finds himself competing against the pint-sized pro, Johan Yo. Although Johan seems to be the winner, Bailey's keen eye for fairness exposes Johan Yo as a professional, leading to Cody's rightful victory. But alas, their hopes of a financial windfall are dashed when Mosby swoops in to use Cody's hard-earned check to cover the damages caused by Zack's towel gun. However, the episode ends with Mr. Mosby becoming obsessed with his own favorite smoothie and maxing out his own card in the process. This later episode, conveniently called Flowers and Chocolate, begins with the twins awaiting the arrival of their friends Bob and Barbara in the ship's lobby. Cody worries about telling Barbara about his newfound girl who's off wrestling alligators, as one does. Zack dismisses any notion of a relationship, likening it to a fantastical scenario with absolutely zero chance of happening.
Your old girlfriend is coming? Your imaginary one is leaving.
Meanwhile, Zack tries to bond with Bob, unaware that his buddy's attention is elsewhere, namely on Barbara, with whom he's secretly dating. The revelation hits like a ton of bricks when Barbara spills the beans about her and Bob's relationship, leaving Cody scrambling to save face by claiming he's already taken.
When did this little love connection happen?
Well, you remember the day you left Boston on the ship?
Yeah, that night.
But his attempt to use Bailey as a cover backfires spectacularly when she unexpectedly returns early, clueless about Cody's fabricated romance. As tensions rise, Cody's misguided attempts to make Barbara jealous at movie night backfire spectacularly again, leaving Bailey confused and Barbara furious.
Neil got Natasha's truffles and roses, but those were Michelle's favorite.
The episode ends with Cody giving Bailey a "I'm so sorry" bear, and her forgiving him. She tells him that if he wanted her to be his girlfriend, all he had to do was ask. She then reveals that she would have loved to pretend, meaning she meant fake girlfriend. However, she flirts with him after saying all that, telling him what they could have done to make Barbara jealous, such as tickling him, wrapping her arms around his waist, and even kissing him on the cheek. She leaves, and her flirting quite literally causes Cody to faint. Maddie's back. The crew eagerly awaits Maddie, London's former roommate from the Tipton Hotel.
He's coming, Maddie's coming. Oh, I see Maddie. My friend Maddie is coming.
However, they, as per usual, get caught up in arguments. As Maddie makes her grand entrance, the group is too busy bickering to notice her presence, until she's practically under their noses. Amidst awkward greetings, Maddie gets acquainted with Bailey, comments on Mr. Mosby's dorky knee socks, and narrowly avoids a hug from Zack, who's feeling queasy from a questionable sandwich.
How about some sugar? Come here.
Things take a whimsical turn when a herald announces that Prince Geoffrey has fallen for Maddie and invites her to a royal ball. Though she's unsure of who the prince is, Maddie accepts the invitation.
And you can bring your friends.
What friends?
At the ball, Zack tries to woo Maddie with a rose, only to be outdone by the prince's grand gesture. However, when Maddie finally meets her supposed prince, she discovers he's just a child, leading to a comically awkward dance and a night spent helping him with math homework.
Hello, sweet cheeks.
The next day brings even more absurdity, as Maddie learns she's unwittingly betrothed to Prince Geoffrey due to a tap-tap and no-give-back agreement involving a bouncy ball. But leave it to Cody to come up with a loophole. Maddie can avoid the marriage if someone, even a worthless peasant like Zack, wins a duel against the prince.
Let's get this started. We have to be done by 7 o'clock. I cannot miss an episode of Stinky and the Bean.
He then, armed with determination and a wooden stick, faces off against Prince Geoffrey in a jousting match.
3 points takes the maiden.
I can't believe I have to do this.
Despite initial setbacks, Zack's victory in the third round, fueled by a kiss from Maddie, seals the deal. As Maddie realizes Zack was her true Prince Charming all along, but just when they think they're in the clear, Prince Timmy, Geoffrey's handsome older brother, enters the picture, leading to a hilarious mix-up as London inadvertently ends up with the charming prince. A wonderful reunion occurs in this later episode Mom and Dad on Deck. Their parents decide to surprise the twins, and Carrie, ever the practical mom, gifts the boys with socks, while Kurt, the fun-loving dad, presents them with a car and offers to teach them how to drive.
Sucker!
But while Cody approaches the lesson with caution, Zack's reckless driving ends in an unexpected trip to the juice bar. He was hungry for some juice. Mr. Mosby then decides to settle Zack's debt by enlisting Carrie and Kurt to perform a show on board. In exchange, he'll waive the hefty bill for the damages caused by Zack's car mishap. But when Zack and Cody discover that their parents may end up permanently living on the ship if the show is a hit, they hatch a plan to sabotage the performance and keep their folks at arm's length. As the night of the performance arrives, Zack and Cody's plan backfires when Carrie and Kurt discover their scheme.
I'm the delicate type. I'm red and I'm plump.
But instead of anger, their parents express disappointment and remind the twins of the importance of communication and maturity. In the end, Carrie and Kurt decide not to stay permanently on board, but the experience serves as a valuable lesson for the mischievous twins. Homesickness continues in this episode, Mulch Ado About Nothing. Okay, Shakespeare. When Bailey receives a package from home filled with mulch from her beloved Kettle Corn, Kansas.
My allowance for the week! What do they say when you bring that thing to the bank?
Wow.
Overcome with homesickness, she retreats to her room, drowning her sorrows in home videos. Ever the caring friend and wanting to be more, Cody concocts a plan to cheer Bailey up by recreating the Mulch Festival right on the ship. Determined to make her dream of becoming Corn Queen a reality, Cody pulls out all the stops, enlisting help of the crew and even persuading Mr. Mosby to lend a hand. As the festival kicks off, Cody's excitement turns to dismay when Bailey's attention is diverted by the unexpected arrival of her ex-boyfriend, Moose.
One more surprise. What? I've flown in your old boyfriend, Moose.
Hey, y'all!
Who names their kid Moose?
By the way, was surprised to find out I'm not actually a moose. She sent a cage and everything.
Despite Cody's efforts to steal the spotlight, Moose's charm and winning streak overshadow him at every turn. Desperate to impress Bailey, Cody challenges Moose to various competitions, only to suffer humiliating defeats at every opportunity. But as Moose's intentions become clear, Cody struggles with his own feelings of jealousy and insecurity.
I can't believe some of my friends voted for Moose and not me. Yeah.
Weird.
In a heart-to-heart moment, Bailey confides in Cody about Moose's proposal for her to return to Kettle Corn. Wrestling with her decision, she turns to Cody for guidance, prompting him to set aside his own feelings and offer her genuine advice, to follow her heart. In a surprising turn of events, Bailey chooses to stay aboard the SS Tipton, opting for adventure over familiarity.
I don't need you anyway. Mary Lou's been wanting me to take her to the movies.
Mary Lou only has one tooth.
As she shares a meaningful hug with Cody, the tension between them is thick, hinting at deeper feelings beneath the surface. In this later episode, Double Crossed, the SS Tipton prepares for the impending arrival of Hannah Montana, causing the crew to immerse themselves in a frenzy. However, Bailey's excitement about Hannah's arrival quickly turns into disappointment when she learns that the tickets for the concert are sold out. Meanwhile, the Russos, from the iconic Wizards of Waverly Place, are shown causing mischief as usual.
She loves knock-knock jokes. You want to see? Watch. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Okie dokie.
Alex pranks Justin, but it painfully backfires, causing Zack to be wrongly accused for her prank. In order to clear his name, he enlists Alex in order to help him clear it. However, all is for naught, as the more he tries to clear his name, the more trouble he gets in. All while Max attempts to woo London with hilariously misguided gestures of affection.
You're odd, but you adore me, and I like that. Have a seat.
Back to Bailey's frustration, Cody decides to embark on a journey in order to find her tickets to the concert, in hopes to impress her. He not only succeeds with the tickets, but he allows her a once-in-a-lifetime chance to encounter Hannah Montana in real life. His successes earn him a heartfelt kiss, signaling a new romantic chapter in their lives. The episode ends with the Russos saying goodbye, and London leading Max on, telling him that his acts of affection will surely grant him someone special one day. It's okay, Max. We've all been there. Season 2 begins with the episode In the Line of Duty. It all begins when Zack sets off a stink bomb in a classroom to prove a scientific point, landing himself in hot water with Mr. Mosby and Miss Tutwiler. As punishment, Zack is assigned the role of hall monitor, much to everyone's dismay.
Make sure all the students have hall passes.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And then, well, that's it.
Meanwhile, Cody and Bailey attempt to plan a romantic date amidst their busy schedules, but their plans are repeatedly thwarted by their various commitments. Bailey, in particular, is currently on the hunt for a job, which is what's taking up most of her time. She ends up working for London at her newly opened boutique.
So, name? London? That's my name.
however, is massively disappointed when she finds out London only hired her to scare away the customers instead of actually selling any of the items. Later in the episode, Cody and Bailey attempt to sneak out for a romantic rendezvous, only to be caught by Zack, who gleefully doles out detentions to his friends.
I didn't write the rules. I just enforce them. After 16 years, you finally read a book and it's this one?
As tensions escalate, Zack's power trip reaches its peak, leading to resentment amongst his classmates and closest friends. He's eventually sent to detention for his lawfully lawless actions, leaving him plenty of time to grapple with his newfound insight into the challenges of law enforcement.
I can't take it anymore. I'm resigning.
I never gave you a badge. How did you get a Boston police badge?
Meanwhile, Cody and Bailey find solace in each other's company, even in the midst of punishment. The episode ends with Bailey getting a promotion at the boutique since London is forced to sell things other than clothes and must actually do her job.
I guess we're both just prisoners of love.
No kissing in detention!
The episode Roomies begins by introducing Marcus Little, a former singer turned high school student. He's declared to be Zack's new roommate, which is an annoyance to Zack as he was happy living by himself. His annoyance skyrockets as Marcus's celebrity quirks clash with his laid-back lifestyle. From pondering the intricacies of lunchtime to navigating autograph requests, Marcus's antics baffle Zack and his friends. As Woody's conspiracy theories spiral into wild speculations about witness protection, the truth about Marcus's identity unfolds.
Wow! A rock star and in the witness protection program? He's led a full life.
Zack's attempts to normalize Marcus backfire when his ulterior motive to impress a girl is exposed, leaving Marcus feeling used and betrayed. It takes a pep talk from Mr. Mosby to remind Marcus of his fans' genuine adoration, leading to a heartwarming redemption arc as Marcus helps Zack win over the girl. Meanwhile, Cody and Bailey engage in a series of friendly competitions, with Bailey's farm-honed skills besting Cody at every turn.
He didn't say Simon Says! I win!
Meanwhile, Marcus finds himself smitten with London, adding a delightful dose of puppy love to the mix. The episode ends with the audience wondering if there will actually be a romance between Cody and Bailey, and Zack learning the importance of being a genuine friend, aka not using one of your friends for their fame, or for anything else for that matter. Immediately following, with even more chaos, is this episode, The Beauty and the Fleeced. It begins with a horde of beautiful girls descending upon the SS Tipton. In order to get closer to them, Zack and Woody conspire with each other, planning a fake beauty pageant dubbed the Miss Tipton Beauty Pageant.
What is your ick?
That's IQ.
However, their master plan gets slightly sinister in that they don't plan on hosting a pageant at all. They plan on luring the girls in with promises of tiaras and sashes, then canceling the pageant to then swoop in as sympathetic knights in shining armor. Alright, I'll say it. That's a dick move. Yet, possibly effective. Unbeknownst to them, London and Bailey have their own plans. London, oblivious to the pageant's fakeness, eagerly signs up, while Bailey decides to enter after enduring London's snarky comments about their Tara collection. Cody, drawing on his past experience in a beauty pageant, offers to train Bailey.
I've been in a beauty pageant before.
You mean like for men?
No.
But his perfectionist tendencies drive a wedge between them, leading to a heated argument and Cody deciding not to train her anymore.
You need to do something that no other girl would ever think of doing.
You mean like be your girlfriend?
Because of Bailey and London's participation and the sheer number of contestants that actually signed up, the pageant becomes a real event. Flash forward to the actual competition, Bailey absolutely knocks London and everyone else out of the park. With her heartfelt rendition of Country Girl, London frustratingly tries to sway the crowd with a shower of cash, but Cody makes it in time to dramatically proclaim Bailey as the true winner.
Are you guys going to vote for a girl who bribed you with money?
Bailey takes home the crown, much to London's dismay and Cody's delight, landing him outside of the doghouse once and for all. As Bailey and Cody reconcile and walk off hand in hand, London drowns her sorrows in a shopping spree, and Mr. Mosby scores a snazzy new jacket courtesy of London's extravagant purchases.
What? No, this is an outrage! Boys, arm the bombs.
But just when Zack and Woody think they've gotten away with their original horrible plan, the girls catch wind of their deception, and they're forced to endure the ultimate humiliation, a swimwear competition as punishment. Next time, maybe they'll try winning girls over without swindling them. It's a joyous occasion aboard the SS Tipton, as Esteban, the beloved former bellhop from the Tipton Hotel, returns to tie the knot.
Welcome aboard. Now, how are things at the Tipton? Still crazy?
Oh, actually, since you left, things have been very calm.
But there's only one tiny hitch. Esteban's mother isn't exactly thrilled about his choice of bride, Francesca. As Esteban frets over winning his mother's approval, Zack and Cody take it upon themselves to throw him the ultimate bachelor party. Meanwhile, Bailey and London set out to find a way to win over Esteban's disapproving mother. In a surprising turn of events, Esteban pops the question to Mr. Mosby, asking him to officiate the wedding ceremony. How sweet! Watching the chaos unfold, Cody and Bailey have a heart-to-heart and decide that when their time comes, they're eloping instead of dealing with everyone's opinions and accommodations.
Marcus, cue music.
As the big day arrives, tensions run high, but love conquers all in the end. Esteban's mother has a change of heart, accepting Francesca with open arms and even serenading the newlyweds with a heartfelt guitar performance. With smiles all round, the wedding concludes on a high note, proving that true love knows no bounds, even thousands of miles away from the nearest landmass. It's another day on the SS Tipton, and Cody is literally floating on cloud 9 after spending quality time with Bailey.
Dude, you sound like some sort of love-struck idiot.
Good morning.
Hi, London.
But his good mood comes crashing down when Miss Tutwiler requests everyone's report on Napoleon Bonaparte, and Cody realizes that he forgot to do it. In a panic, Cody writes an outlandish tale about Bailey spraining her ankle, hoping to buy himself some time.
Napoleon Bonaparte was a French military leader whose actions shaped European politics in the early 19th century. Born in Corsica, he was destined...
But when Miss Tutwiler questions Bailey, she has no choice but to go along with Cody's lie, claiming she tripped over Ivana. Desperate to keep the charade going, Cody enlists London's help, who joins in after being duped by a fake $1,000 bill.
I think we have a deal.
Before they know it, the lie spirals out of control, leading the entire ship to believe there's a crocodile on board. Well, that elevated quickly. Also, how would a crocodile even get on a cruise ship? Anyway, as the hunt for the mythical crocodile intensifies, Cody, Bailey, and London stage a fake attack with Marcus's assistance, convincing Miss Tutwiler to call off the search.
I'm sorry about what happened to your room, though it looks like it mostly destroyed Zack's things, which is funny.
But just when Cody tries to come clean, Marcus intervenes, silencing him with a piece of evidence from London's handbag. Meanwhile, Zack and Mr. Mosby find themselves handcuffed together by Mr. Blanket, a therapist attempting to mend their broken relationship. As they navigate each other's daily struggles, they come to realize that their lives aren't so different after all.
My ticker is as strong as ever.
Really? The guy thinks we're 95 years old.
Meanwhile, back to the missing paper scandal, Cody, in a final act of redemption, faces the consequences of his lies head-on, finally accepting the inevitable F for his report. And as the chaos settles, an important lesson is revealed. Honesty, truly, is the best policy, especially when it comes to avoiding imaginary crocodiles and handcuff therapy sessions. Tragedy hits in this later episode. It starts off calm, however, Cody and Bailey's anniversary plans in Paris quickly spiral into a whirlwind of misunderstandings, worthy of a Shakespearean cliché. Cody, in an attempt to orchestrate the perfect anniversary date, rehearses with London.
This is the perfect spot to watch the race. I wonder why this place is so empty. Cody.
Sparking a series of events that lead Bailey to mistakenly believe he's cheating on her. The backdrop? The iconic Eiffel Tower, which is normally home of lifelong special memories, not heartbreak and sorrow. Meanwhile, Zack and Woody get themselves into their own versions of trouble, some including knife and shoe dodging while parachuting, getting cheated on by Stephanie, and withstanding what may be the world's most unfortunate and public wedgie at the Eiffel Tower.
If you don't appreciate what I was trying to do here, then maybe we should just break up.
Maybe we should.
Is that what you want?
Is that what you want?
Unfortunately, the episode ends with Zack landing in Cody's ill-fated anniversary setup during his and Woody's impromptu skydiving session. In the beginning of Season 3, we find ourselves navigating the choppy waters of post-breakup blues with Cody and Bailey. Cody, in a move that screams midlife crisis but with a teenage twist, flees to the Brotherhood of the Hooded Brothers, a secret lodge that sounds less like a place for heartbroken souls and more like a setting for a medieval-themed role-playing game. Led by the enigmatic brother Theodore, this brotherhood is less about secret handshakes and more about bald caps.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Meanwhile, Zack and Woody embark on a rescue mission to save Cody from this monk-like retreat. Their plan? Infiltrate the Brotherhood. The catch? They're trapped by the tides and by their own hastily made decisions. While Zack and Cody reveal their bald cap deception, Woody showcases his commitment to the cause with a freshly shaven head, a testament to the lengths or hair lengths one will go for friendship. On the flip side, Bailey and London consult Miss Tutwiler, the ship's oracle of heartache, who prescribes a tried-and-true remedy for romantic recovery, destroying mementos of past relationships.
Now, did you bring pictures of you and he who shall not be named?
Voldemort?
Indulging in copious amounts of ice cream and the therapeutic presence of cats. Lots of cats. London, ever the pragmatist and slightly horrified by the cat lady vibes, decides retail therapy is a more fitting solution for their woes, proving that sometimes the best way to mend a broken heart is through the power of a good shopping spree. As this whirlwind of breakups, brotherhoods, and bald caps unfolds, it's clear that the path to healing is anything but straightforward for our intrepid group of teenagers. Between secret societies, unconventional coping mechanisms, and the quest to find oneself post-breakup, the journey is a reminder that sometimes the most absurd solutions are exactly what's needed to move forward. Though a new wardrobe never hurts.
Real brothers are so much better than these losers.
In this episode, that's less about navigating the high seas, more about navigating high school crushes and an identity crisis, we find Zack in the throes of a new crush, Maya, who's immune to his usual charm because, well, she met him.
I've only been here a day, and I already know that you've hit on every single girl on this ship, including that mermaid statue in the Neptune Lounge.
Meanwhile, Cody's coping mechanism for heartbreak involves self-inflicted rubber band snaps, meaning he's actually smacking a rubber band on his wrist every time he thinks about Bailey. Zack, realizing he's actually got feelings for someone and doesn't just want to flirt and dip, decides to pull out all of the stops. However, Maya remains unimpressed.
Thanks for agreeing to go out with me at the last minute.
How could I say no? You blast off at 0600 to destroy that asteroid and save the world.
Proving she's probably the only one on board with a functioning radar for nonsense. Cody, ever the bro, hands over his sacred 6-month plan to woo Maya.
Surprise! Welcome to the Kettle Corn Mulch Festival.
Which Zack promptly misuses. The plan, designed for Bailey, is about as effective on Maya as using a map of Mars to navigate Earth. Zack's attempts at love lead him to dunk Maya's head in a bucket of kettle corn. Which, I don't know about you, but that would win me over in a heartbeat. Nah, not really. In the end, Zack's grand gestures and plans crumble, leading him to the shocking realization that maybe, just maybe, starting as friends is the way to go. As he and Maya head off to watch some sports, Zack finds solace in the very rubber band tactic he once mocked, proving that when it comes to love and rubber bands, it's all about how you snap back.
Okay, but try anything and the Red Sox won't be the only ones striking out.
I'm okay with it.
The episode Das Boots begins with Zack somehow managing to trap himself, London, Woody, and Maya in a submarine, designed for someone with a shoe obsession rather than undersea exploration. I seriously question this show sometimes. The sea is so beautiful. Some may call it breathtaking. Get it? Meanwhile, on the chess battlefield, Cody's preparing for his Cold War-era showdown with Misha, who turns out to be a girl.
You were born in Seattle in 1993. You're allergic to many.
This plot twist throws Cody into an existential crisis, because apparently he can't strategize and deal with cooties at the same time. Mr. Mosby and Miss Tutwiler take their roles as commentators a bit too seriously, likely imagining themselves as the less glamorous but equally judgmental version of an Olympic figure skating commentator. Back in the shoe sub, because that's a thing, the gang is facing their own version of a ticking time bomb, the Oxygen Countdown.
You can't read it because whoever wrote it was Russian.
I don't care how fast they were writing.
It's here, amidst the panic and probably a significant amount of foot odor, that Maya confesses her feelings for Zack. Wow, that was fast. The dying crew barely managed to contact Cody mid-chess match. Cody suggests throwing London's shoe cargo off of the submarine as she brought so many it was significantly weighing down the large vessel.
In that case, the only way to service the sub is to get rid of any unnecessary weight.
As the submarine surfaces, thanks to the impromptu yard sale, one shoe finds its true calling not as footwear, but as a chess piece mover, inadvertently causing Sasha's downfall and crowning Marcus the accidental hero of the day. Zack, riding the high of not being a fish's neighbor, asks Maya out, only to be hit with the lack of air defense. It seems Maya's affection might be as conditional as London's love for non-designer brands. In the end, everyone is safe, and Zack potentially may have a love interest, finally.
I want to thank all the little people. Mama Little, Grandma Little, and of course, Grandpa Beaver Little.
So imagine this. Hip-hop sensation Sean Kingston boards the SS Tipton and, in a twist that shocks absolutely no one, falls for London Tipton, the heiress who probably thinks hip-hop is a new brand of bunny-themed footwear. Sean, absolutely smitten, enlists Zack to play Cupid. Zack, seizing the opportunity, decides to hit two birds with one stone, impressing Sean and throwing a birthday bash for Maya. Because why not mix business with pleasure in the most complicated way possible?
What kind of thing do you think London's gonna like?
Let me get back to you. Hey, Maya. Mr. Mosby asked me to update the employee files.
What is Zack's grand plan, I hear you asking? A surprise party filled with sports and hot wings, Maya's favorite, cleverly masquerading as an attempt to woo London for Sean. Sean, a bit suspicious but ultimately trusting, buys into the plan.
Here, use this as a down payment.
Enter London, the unwitting muse of the party, and suddenly the event is about as straightforward as a soap opera plot. As if the situation wasn't tangled enough, Zack throws another curveball by claiming the party is also to appease Mr. Mosby, because unauthorized parties are just a part of the daily buffet of chaos on the SS Tipton. It's a wonder the ship hasn't been renamed the SS What Could Possibly Go Wrong.
That is so sleazy!
Meanwhile, in a subplot that feels like a fever dream, Cody and Bailey, our once lovebirds, now friends, venture to a Belgian chocolate factory. Because nothing mends a broken heart like copious amounts of chocolate. Woody, in an effort to embrace a healthier lifestyle, ends up in the factory too.
Couples or single? What happened? Did you eat your partner?
But as fate would have it, temptation is everywhere. And honestly, who wouldn't delve deep into the chocolate sensations of a chocolate factory? Back at the party, amidst the chaos, Sean Kingston serenades the crowd with Dumb Love, a song title that unintentionally sums up the entire episode. In a moment that's both sweet and inevitable, Zack and Maya share their first kiss. Let's go, Zack.
Perform a song for someone special.
Ah! Sean Kingston is going to sing a song to me!
Next episode, welcome to Tokyo, where the Martin twins find themselves in another pickle. This time involving soda, ninjas, and the accidental creation of a culinary masterpiece. The SS Tipton docks in Tokyo, and Carrie, the twins' mom and the show's perennial upbeat lounge singer, is filming a soda commercial. Right after docking, Zack already begins creating chaos during a visit to the set. His curiosity turns disastrous when he wrecks the set and camera, trying to extricate himself from a costume.
I'm gonna go talk to this cutie. Hello.
Hi, Zack!
The solution? Mr. Hashimoto, the director, decides they can work off the damages by becoming human guinea pigs for a range of soda flavors that challenge the definition of edible. From squid surprise to tofu twist, each taste is a new adventure in culinary terror.
After all, you are taken with me.
Was taken with you.
When the trio attempts to flee their fizzy fate, they're met with an obstacle course straight out of a ninja movie, because why not escalate things with actual ninjas? In a twist that surprises exactly no one who's been paying attention to Zack's track record of accidental genius, a peanut butter sandwich lands in a vat of jellyfish soda, creating the most delicious disaster Tokyo has ever tasted. Mr. Hashimoto, in a moment of awe, forgives their debt in exchange for the rights to this peanut buttery brew. In the end, the twins must say goodbye to their mother and gratefully make their way back to their home away from home on the 7 seas. This later episode begins with Cody attempting to channel his inner Shakespeare in a school play that's more soap opera than sonnet. Cody's play is a barely disguised recount of his breakup with Bailey, which is just as awkward as you'd think.
Making your rubber ducky talk in the bathtub is not theater.
Bailey, upon realizing that she's both the muse and the causality of Cody's dramatization, opts out, as she should. As the play unfolds, it becomes clear that Cody's script is less of a tribute, more of a tragedy, complete with Haley, aka Bailey, meeting a dramatic end. Bailey, understandably, does not take her character's demise as a fictional flourish, leading to her storming off in teenage frustration and angst.
Actors.
I know. No respect for the written word.
In the aftermath, Cody's left with the realization that perhaps immortalizing your breakup as a high school play isn't the grand gesture that he thought it would be.
I can't believe you hate me so much that you killed me off.
Zack, in a rare moment of brotherly wisdom, nudges Cody toward making amends. However, Bailey's door and heart slams shut before Cody can deliver his off-script apology, leaving both parties in tears. On the flip side of this theatrical coin, Zack plays Cupid in an attempt to boost Mr. Mosby's chances with Miss Tutwiler, and eventually he somewhat unexpectedly succeeds, and Mr. Mosby and Miss Tutwiler end up cuddling after sneaking away from the chaos of Cody's play.
Obviously, she's dating Bruno because he's a manly man. Well, you're more of a manly woman.
This three-part mini-series twister begins with Bailey finding herself in a tight spot. Desperate to attend her grandmother's 90th birthday bash back in Kettlecorn, her hometown, yet utterly strapped for cash. Enter London, with an offer almost too good to be true, a ride on her personal blimp. Bailey eagerly hops aboard, but alas, disaster strikes when London's piloting skills prove to be less than stellar, and the blimp crashes, leaving them on an unexpected detour on an impromptu road trip. Meanwhile, Zack and Woody, ever the scheming duo, cook up a scheme to cover Zack's expenses for a romantic evening with Maya on their 3-month anniversary. They stupidly choose to bet against Mr. Mosby's basketball superstar brother and his pro-athlete pals in a game of hoops.
You can use the fancy toilet in the captain's lab. The one that reclines? With the cup holder?
Little did they know they're about to face off against NBA giants Dwight Howard, Deron Williams, and Kevin Love. Suffice it to say, the boys quickly find themselves outmatched, outplayed, and out of luck. Back to Bailey in London, their misadventures seem to only escalate, running out of gas in the middle of nowhere and battling imaginary monsters that seem extremely real. Before cutting back to the boys, they're seen shrieking and running for their lives. Back on the basketball court, Zack's dreams of a romantic date with Maya are ruined when their opponents take pity on Mosby's lackluster coaching skills and throw the game. Left with nothing but a worthless coupon, Zack reluctantly treats Woody to dinner instead.
Here is your next play.
Which line am I?
The blue one.
But I don't like blue.
Meanwhile, Cody, in a moment of clarity spurred on by their basketball rivals, reaches out to Bailey in a heartfelt attempt to make amends, only to be met with the sound of her panicked screams. Cody quickly embarks on a journey to Kettlecorn in pursuit of reconciliation with Bailey. Upon his arrival, Cody is greeted by Bailey's skeptical father, Clyde, who isn't too keen on Cody for breaking his daughter's heart. Eager to mend fences, Cody meets Bailey's quirky parents, Eunice and Clyde Pickett, only to discover that Bailey never made it home. Meanwhile, Bailey and London, blissfully unaware of Cody's presence, embark on a journey of their own, encountering a false alarm in the form of a harmless scarecrow mistaken for the infamous Corn Goblin. Back on the SS Tipton, Zack overhears a guest dilemma and seizes the opportunity to make a quick buck by offering up his and Woody's suites for rent. Desperate for cash to fund his date with Maya, Zack orchestrates a makeshift accommodation arrangement, much to Mr. Mosby's dismay.
How did you ever find us a room? I just moved a few things around.
Back in the middle of nowhere, Bailey and London speed toward Kettlecorn, although they're interrupted again when a harmless corn beetle sends London into a frenzy, propelling them to their destination with lightning speed. Right as they land, Cody attempts a heartfelt reconciliation but is interrupted by Moose, Bailey's ex-boyfriend, and the newfound knowledge of a tornado.
Too bad I can't read it with only one eye.
Surprised you can read at all.
During the chaos, Cody and Bailey's father continue to argue, and are only interrupted after Bailey ends up hitting her head and slipping into a dream, inspired by the famous Wizard of Oz.
You're pretty cute.
Back off, Sardine. Can I saw her first?
Hey, you back off, straw for brains.
Boys.
In her dream, Bailey embarks on a whimsical adventure with Cody, Zack, and Woody, navigating through a fantastical world, reliving her own Emerald City paradise. Upon awaking from her dream, Bailey comes to a realization about her true feelings, ultimately choosing Cody as her forever companion. Meanwhile, as the storm subsides and the dust settles, the Pickett family and their friends emerge from the shelter to find the farm in ruins, and London mysteriously missing. Amidst the chaos of the twister in Kettlecorn, Zack and Woody frantically search for their friends, unaware of their safety. Meanwhile, London seeks refuge in an unlikely spot, a tire, until she's discovered by her friends.
When the tornado hit, it was the nearest thing I could hide in. Plus, it's black, so it goes with everything.
Back on the farm, Bailey grapples with the aftermath of the tornado and the looming threat of losing her home. Desperate to save the farm and reunite with Bailey, Cody hatches a risky plan involving London's father, Mr. Tipton. Unfortunately, when Mr. Tipton arrives with plans to demolish the farm, Cody, Zack, and Woody spring into action. But their efforts to stray away Mr. Tipton is all for naught.
I was born here, and I mean right here. Mama couldn't make it to the house.
until London intervenes with a cunning blackmail scheme that saves the day. Let's go, London. Okay.
I'll tell them about the money laundering, the payoffs, the secret mining operation on the moon.
Guess it's not a secret anymore.
Bailey's grandmother then provides makeshift transportation back to the ship. After the crazy day is over, Cody and Bailey share a heartfelt kiss, sealing their renewed love for each other. As a parting gesture, Bailey's grandmother gives Zack a cherished family heirloom, probably assuming that he was Cody. The final episode begins with the seniors gathering in Miss Tutwiler's class.
Class, Mr. Mosby and I have a big announcement.
You guys are getting married?
No!
They're met with a mix of emotions upon learning that the ship has been sold, and graduation's just a week away. London is thrilled about the ship's impending demolition, but the others are less enthusiastic, particularly Cody and Bailey, who are grappling with their own personal dilemmas. Cody wrestles with disappointment over his Yale rejection, fearing it may affect Bailey's future as well. Bailey, however, surprises him with news of her acceptance, leaving Cody even more distraught. Meanwhile, Zack struggles to come to terms with Maya's departure as she prepares to join the Peace Corps in Chad. That is a total girl boss moment. Amidst the chaos, London faces the challenge of passing a Spanish class to graduate, while Zack attempts to muster the courage to get over Maya breaking up with him.
Me blah blah blah, doobie blah, doobie dawn, blah blue blah.
As graduation approaches, tensions run high, and emotions reach a breaking point for both Cody and Zack, who find solace in their parents' comforting words. Encouraged by their parents, the twins decide to attend graduation despite their inner turmoil, recognizing the importance of the moment. At the ceremony, Cody and Bailey deliver a heartfelt speech, which includes Cody convincing her to pursue her dreams, promising they'll find a way to stay together.
You deserve to go to Yale.
Yale won't be the same without you.
Yo, none of us out here are going to Yale.
As the ship begins to be dismantled, Mr. Mosby takes a stand, insisting on finishing the graduation ceremony first. Amid tearful goodbyes and heartfelt farewells, the friends part ways, each embarking on their own journey. Mr. Mosby proposes to Miss Tutwiler, while London struggles to leave him behind. As Zack and Cody bid farewell to their friends, they reflect on their adventure and look forward to new beginnings, determined to make the most of whatever comes next. And so, with a mix of nostalgia and anticipation, the chapter of their lives aboard the SS Tipton comes to a close. But the memories and friendships forged will endure forever. And finally, it's movie time, folks. This here is the Sweet Life movie. As spring break approaches, Cody makes plans to spend with Bailey, but his priorities take a sudden turn when he ditches their plans to pursue an internship aimed at securing a scholarship to Yale. However, his attempt to explain himself through a letter is thwarted when Zack loses it in a misguided attempt to borrow Cody's car.
You know, between Mosby and Cody, we're really not welcome anywhere on the ship.
Which is weird because we're adorable.
I know, right?
Bailey, upon learning of Cody's internship and subsequent absence, is furious, feeling betrayed by his actions. Meanwhile, Zack's attempt to reconnect with Cody at the Marine Biology Reserve ends disastrously when he crashes a submarine, causing Cody to lose his internship and vow never to forgive his twin.
I'm done, man. We're through. We may be twins, but we are not brothers.
After destroying crazy amounts of technology, the twins are approached by Dr. Olson, who recruits them for the Gemini Project, a study on twins that takes an unexpected turn when they discover its true sinister nature. As tensions rise and the brothers find themselves connected in ways they never imagined, they embark on a perilous journey to expose the project's dark secrets. Back on the ship, Bailey struggles with mixed feelings towards Cody, until she discovers the truth behind his actions, leading her to rally their friends to rescue the twins from Dr. Olson's clutches.
Dear Bailey, forgive me for writing this in a note. More like a novel.
In a dramatic showdown, Cody and Zack use their unique bond to thwart Dr. Olson's plans and emerge victorious, solidifying their teamwork and strengthening their relationship. As the dust settles, Bailey and Cody share a heartfelt moment, reflecting on their adventures and reaffirming their bond. With spring break over and summer vacation on the horizon, the gang looks ahead to new adventures, ready to tackle whatever challenges come their way, even if it means facing London's extravagant summer wardrobe.
Ooh, goody! My summer wardrobe's here!
And there we have it, folks. Did you keep your sea legs? If you enjoyed our recap, please leave a comment and a thumbs up. If you want more like this, comment what shows you want us to cover, and subscribe for more walks down memory lane. Have a great day. See